Good morning, friends. How are you this Saturday morning? I was just here playing around with technology and I'm hoping today will go well. My screen will not flip the way it normally does again. I've had this problem in the past. I'm sure you remember. So as you hop on, we'll see when we flip it what's going to happen. Gotta love technology, right? Okay, looks like I'm live. So as you hop on, say hello. Good morning to Saturday. Cheers. It's Bailey's and Tea Saturday. I'm Shanna from Carrot Tops Creative Co. coming to you from Edmonton, where it is currently snowing just a smidge. We're supposed to have snow for the next few days and then some warmer weather, which is in like the 8 nines for us at this time of year. Hopefully it's a bit warmer wherever you are. So today, my video looks really weird, you guys. Hopefully it doesn't look weird for you guys on that end, but what can you do? Facebook is just a challenge every week, and we just move on. So today, I don't have much in the Stampin' Up world news. There is a lot of stuff going on low inventory. As we talked about last week, any of the in colors from the 2021-2023 series is going on low inventory, as I predicted. It usually does. And that's because everybody, of course, wants those refills to be able to continue to use their products even though they have retired. So my best tip is when you get an ink pad in the new in colors or anything like that, as we're having a color refresh and we're going to have some new in colors coming in May in the new catalog, that you purchase the refill ink right away. Then you're not disappointed come this time of year when you're looking for it and it's on low inventory or completely out of stock and we're not getting it again. So it's always just best practice to get it when you get your ink pad, and then you're good to go for however long that ink pad is going to last you. Refills last a really long time. You do not have to add a lot to your ink pads or your markers. So you'll have, it for many years. So we're going to try the flip around. Hopefully my camera will go in the right direction, and if not, I am going to have to alter the video afterwards and you'll just have to bear with it. All right, I'm sorry that Facebook wants to act up today. So we'll flip you around. If you get a little dizzy, look away for a moment, and then we're going to jump into the fancy Flora suite is what we're using today. So let me get my thing and I'll try and make this transition easy. And I'll watch my screen. Nope, I'm crooked. Thanks, Facebook. All right, I'll continue on. If you want to jump off, I'll flip the video after the fact and then I'll repost it so that it makes sense. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to stop it because it's just confusing. So Fancy Flora is on page 14 and 15 of your mini catalog. Let me find the cover here of this beautiful catalog right here, the January to April. And it's a gorgeous suite. So it's got like 2 stamp sets, papers, embellishments, ribbon, all that kind of good stuff. And the reason I bought it was because of, you'll see here, this gorgeous background die that comes in it. So here it is here, and it cuts out, let me get this stuff out of the way so you can see it. It cuts out this gorgeous delicate background. Now it is a little finicky with the dies. You have to I've run it through my machine a few times before I pop it out, and then I had less little bits to pop out. Another good idea is to put it on adhesive sheets, and the adhesive sheet should pull most of like these little bits and the flowers and stuff out when you pull off the backing in order to stick it to your project. So that's a tip to always get with these delicate dies, some adhesive sheets as well. So you'll see here, it is a large die, so it takes up most of the cover of a card. I didn't measure the die, but it probably says maybe in the catalog. Nope, it does not. Okay. I don't have a ruler handy, so I will not measure it for you, but it is quite large. A lot of these dies match up with the flowers that are in the set. You've got the leaves, and then you've got this lovely leaf die here that matches up as well. And then you've got some little accent pieces. So this is a, oh, I can't even think of the name. I can't think of it, you guys. These layer on, there is a name for it, it's not coming to my mind. These layer on top of the solid images for the base, so you kind of get that two-toned effect. If I find my flower for today's card, it'll show you. So I've stamped that darker image on the bottom, and then I've taken the this one here and just layered it right over top in a different color, and so it sort of gives you that two-toned effect of layering and looks very realistic almost. So a lot of these dies match up with these flowers, so it makes it nice and easy for you to create. I've also cut it out of some glimmer paper to show you that it does cut the glimmer paper. This will take a few more cranks through your cut and emboss machine to get it through. This paper is a little bit thicker than just like our regular cardstock or our designer series paper. So you'll need a few more passes through to get that. And I did have to punch out mainly sort of in this area around the bottom is where the little pieces kind of got stuck. You'll see I still have one right in the middle of that flower. So it's sort of the lower half that didn't cut as well. So you can also flip it upside down and try cutting it that way. So the die and your paper will be like this, but upside down in your machine. You can try cutting it that way. I've heard a few people have some success with that. I haven't tried it yet. I've been pretty successful with mine, so I haven't had to do that, but you can for sure. I've also heard the trick of layering wax paper in between the die and the cardstock, so then that cuts out the little bits a little bit easier as well. So there's some tricks that you can try, as well as I cut this out of just some scrap cardstock that I had, so that I could use this as a stencil as well. So I will show you an example of where I've used this as a stencil, and you'll see it's kind of got some yellowing color to it. So that's another good way to get some extra use out of your dies that are big and fancy like that. So then another stamp set that is in this suite is called Something Fancy, and it's got some great sentiments, sort of script and bold font, which is kind of like a new thing that Stampin' Up! Seems to be doing. A lot of our stamp sets have that mixed font. And then we've got this great sentiment die cuts that match up with the sizing of these ones, but also layer together. So these three can layer together, these two can, and then you've got some individual little bits here. And what these do is you pair them up with, sorry, they're all coming out at once. You pair these up when you die cut like this in the top, and then it will cut those little holes for your ribbon or whatever you're embellishing with on your tags. So this is a great set for any sentiments. It doesn't have to match up with the Simple Fancy. This might just be a set of dies that you'll want in your collection for making some fun sentiment embellishments. So that is the die sets. Then you've got these beautiful, now I have used some of these up. These are the iridescent pastel gems that come in, they call it gold, but it looks more of like an iridescent, like our iridescent rhinestones that we have right now. But they do tend to pick up the color of whatever. So they're kind of looking yellow, looking pink. I don't know how well the camera will pick that up, but and then you've got some balmy blue and some calypso coral that is in the papers that are in it. And then we've got the designer series paper, which I'll show you really quick, and then we'll jump into our card. This paper is gorgeous. If you are an acrylic painter, then you will know how they made this. There are some videos out there of how they've done it. Basically, it's just splattering it on with like a spatula. It's really cool. And so they've made these gorgeous papers and then just taken pictures, and that's just splattered with different colors on it. Isn't that pretty? I so love this paper. This one's gorgeous. So As always, there is a little bit more colorful side, and then there's a more muted side, so depending on your preference. And they're kind of just a hodgepodge. These would be great like seascape sort of backgrounds because it kind of looks like sea glass, you know, water. You kind of got a mixture of different things going on. I guess it doesn't really matter which way these go. That would look good as like a sunset or something like that. So you've got so many options with this paper. That would look good with the waves dies, cutting out the different layers with the ombre look. That would look really cool. This one has a direction, sort of. Some nice florals. Great scrapbook pages as well. I think we looked at this one already. They tend to kind of look the same. And then you've got sort of like a mixture of colors. So depending on how you cut your paper, you're going to get different views as well. Nice muted pink, and this one's kind of bright and fun, springy. So that is the paper, which is called Fancy Flora 6x6. So it is 6x6 size, but still very usable to what you're going to make. And then, oh, I can't forget the bling paper. Then we've got this beautiful fine shimmer paper that comes in 3 colors, and you get 2 pieces of each. So this one is soft succulent. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm sure the camera will pick up that bling. Here's fresh freesia. Oh, I love it. And then a gold. So it's very shiny. Doesn't come off. It's built into the paper, so it's not like our old glimmer paper where it used to be all the glitter would be coming off and you'd have quite a mess behind. They've definitely upgraded the paper quite a bit. And then there is a pool party ribbon that I didn't get because I have so many ribbons that I need to use up. So the card we're going to make today is this beautiful card here. Now I did case this from somebody, but they did not attach their name to it. So I don't know who to give credit to, but if you're out there and see it, I give you credit for this beautiful card that you came up with. So we've got our thick white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We've got a evening evergreen piece, 4 by 5 1/4. We've got a piece of the designer series paper. So I've just taken my 6x6 and I've just chopped off what I need. This is 2 by 5 1/4. I've got some beautiful petal pink. What is this ribbon called? Soft polyester ribbon, so it feels almost like suede. I don't know if you have this in your collection, but it's very, very nice. And I've got a piece of that. I didn't measure it, but it's just a little bit longer than my 5 1/4 so that I can wrap it around. I've taken a hexagon out of the Something Fancy dies, so that one right there, and cut myself a sentiment. And then I've pre-stamped, but we'll do them together, and cut out for the magic of television some of the flowers and leaves from the Flora, Fancy Flora. Is that what it's called? Two-tone Flora, sorry. Two-tone Flora stamp set. So we've got that. It is a red rubber set, so it's nice and easy to use. Or no, is it? No, sorry. This is photopolymer. The other one is red rubber. The something fancy is red rubber. I got them all out here and then forgot what I'm doing. So I'm just stamping the thank you in my memento so it has a moment to dry. As I mentioned last week, I've been having some problems with the basic white and the memento and it kind of smudging if I don't leave it. So I've just been leaving it. We'll stamp our flowers and get those all done so that we have them ready. So I've just used this small one, this one right here, with its matching counterpart, and I'm just going to find a piece of paper to stamp this off so I don't mess up my grid paper here. So I stamped off the background, so I had a nice light flower so that I could come in with the, which I obviously didn't pull it out, hang on. So I could come in with the layering piece at full strength. So I've stamped it off twice, and then I'm going to come in with the full strength. So you just have to look for the direction of the, and I might get my head in the way because otherwise I I'm not going to line this up very well. It's pretty good. So there is like a direction to the middle of the stamp. So when you look at it, you just want to make sure that that middle part matches up with the direction that that's going in before you stamp it down, and it should line up perfectly. I got it pretty bang on. And then we are going to come in with our, I'm just going to take my stamps off of that one, and the leaf. So you just need one flower and one leaf for this. And this is an evening evergreen, straight on. You could stamp it off if you wanted a lighter leaf. And then I would match up the dies, and I would go over to my die cutting machine, and voila, we would have that. Nice and easy, right? Get that out of the way. I actually have people viewing me. Sorry, you guys, it's hard to watch. As I said at the beginning, I'm not sure what's going on with Facebook. I had some issues. I was trying to get on beforehand, and it wasn't working for me. So I will flip the video, and I will post it. I have to run to work first, but I will do that as soon as I get back. And then I will figure out again what is going on. Oops, what am I doing? Sorry, you guys. I got ahead of myself there. I want to put my designer series paper on. So pretend that we don't have Stamp and Seal already on there. So who's trying to watch me? Is that you out there, Glenda? Thank you. Good morning. You don't have to watch. You can just listen, I guess. Be forewarned. I'm forewarning you, any of you other people that do videos, that Facebook is acting up again and switching the views of the video when you have it front facing, and then when you switch it around, it's going sideways again. I just did an update, so I'm thinking that possibly that could have something to do with it. So I'm just wrapping this around. I'm just leaving a little tiny bit of a border in between, and I'm using my tear and tape to hold that ribbon down. And it will also act as a way to adhere it to the front of my card when I pull off the ends, if I can get them. If you can't get it with your finger, if you don't have any fingernails, your take your pick tool is a good tool to pick those ends of the tear tape. Okay, so now, and then we've applied seal already because I jumped the gun before I layered, and then we're just going to leave a little bit of a border around this. And there we go. And then we are going to grab a little bit of linen thread. Oh, and my video's cutting in and out. Oh my goodness. Tie a bow. Oops, I just didn't have enough there. Tie a bow with a little bit of an end on it so that it will stick out. Just like that. Grab my scissors. And then I just use my fingernail in between the ribbon or the twine to just kind of straighten it out a little bit. It does get, because it's on that roll, it gets a little wingy. And I'm actually going to put it on upside down. I know that sounds weird, but you'll see it in a second here. It will all even out. So I just put a little bit of seal. You'll see this one's upside down as well, because I wanted these little bits to kind of stick up, so instead of down. So that's why I put it on upside down. So then we'll grab a dimensional and we'll put our sentiment in here. Such an easy card to just quickly do. You could make multiples of these, no problem, and use up your designer series paper, which is what we want to do. We advocate for that as demonstrators. Not that we want you to buy more, we just, new stuff comes out and you're going to want that, so you're going to want to use up your old stuff so that you can get the new stuff. We get sentimental again of certain ones and hoard them. I know that. I just made a scrapbook page with the peach, which I will post probably on Sunday, the peach paper that we had because I've been hoarding it because I love it. And then I was like, you know what? This is the perfect page layout for this. And I'm going to use it. So that's what I did. And then I'm going to use some of these Calypso Coral Iridescent Gems. 2 big and then a small one just in the center of my flower to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. And then that is the card, although you won't be able to see it very well because we're crooked. Oh yes, that fine shimmer paper. Don't you love it, Glenda? I love it too. I hope it carries over, but because of the fresh Frida being in there, unless that color keeps, which I hope it does too, we'll probably lose it. Okay, well, I will try and show you some other ones, but because of the camera, you may not be able to catch them very well. I apologize for that. Okay, so this was another one that the same person made, who I don't know who it is. I apologize. They didn't tag their photo or of any way, so I don't know. But nice and simple, she just tore, he maybe, tore the edge of the paper and then just applied it to a soft succulent layer, stamped a little bit of the small flowers, stamped off in Calypso Coral and the soft succulent, and then same added those Calypso Coral iridescent gems and a little bit of linen thread, my favorite. Nice and simple, also another one that you could easily recreate. Here's a gorgeous one. Using the background and that shimmer paper. So I was requested to make a wedding card for the golden wedding. I'm not sure what year that is. So I thought this was perfect. And I didn't quite adhere that down. So I used that background and made gold, basically. Did it all in gold and embossed on vellum the leaf in white and just sort of made that as an accent. But this turned out gorgeous. Like I say, you'll be able to see these again. Sorry, you'll have to watch the video again. And then these ones were Elizabeth Gross of Lily Betts Papers. She made these, and I thought they were gorgeous. Using the paper, but then also embossing it with the stripes embossing folder. And then she layered all of those lovely something fancy dies together. So she's used these two and then one of the regular ones. And then what she did was use the little one that layers inside of this one. So these two basically layer inside of each other. So basically what she did was she created a frame, but she also created a way to layer over her ribbon. So her ribbon looks like it runs all the way through. I thought that was genius and had to show you if you haven't seen this card online. And then just use the die cuts of the leaves, and super easy, but just has a great sort of wow effect, especially with embossing the paper. So that's another trick to emboss that paper. And then this was another one of Elizabeth Gross's. Lily Betts Paper is her name online. I'm just using that paper. Linen thread, my favorite, and crumb cake as a base, and then just the flowers embossed with a little bit of gems. Nice, simple, easy card that has a bit of a wow factor, and then that's the timeless type or time-worn type embossing folder. So that's all I've got, friends. Sorry it was crooked, and I hope that you'll come back and sort of maybe just watch the end. And as Glenda's saying, yes, in the notes, order some more shimmer paper before March 31st. If not sooner. If you love it, you'll want to stock up on it now, because I have a feeling that there'll be a run on it and it'll be on low inventory or gone very soon. That's kind of the way things are going. I kind of suspected that we were very lucky during COVID that we didn't have any sort of shipping delays. There was a few, but not as many as, the rest of the world experienced. So I kind of had a feeling myself that this year might be a little bit of a shipping delay for Stampin' Up, and it seemed to have played out a little bit that way. But they're doing pretty good, so we can't knock them for that, that they've stocked up for us. So, but as I said, right now, definitely have a look. You can inquire with me on low inventory things if you're not quite sure where to look yourself. I will help you out with that. It's a long list, so I don't want to bore you with telling you all of it now. But if there's something you're looking for and it says out of stock or low inventory, you definitely want to buy it now. So that's my tip for you today. Go shopping, have fun. My host code is up on my website at the featured right at the top. And I will fix this video as soon as I get back from work. And you can maybe just catch the end and see all the samples, because that's what you really come here for. I know, not my chitter chatter. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Have a great Saturday, and check the page this week for more samples and ideas and stuff like that, as I've gotten my storage issues sorted out and all is back on track. All right, everyone, take care. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.